Hello and good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I have not done a twin flame reading for a very long time, but something prompted me to do a reading for you around this portion in time. There is a big transition in the universe that is going to be happening at the end of this month of August. I don't know if you're aware of it. But this transition that I'm talking about, it happens after every 18 years. So this is the time, this year, that a change is occurring in the universe and the planetary positions. If you want more information, you can look into different astrological websites regarding this transition that's going to happen between two planets, major planets. One is called Rahu and the other is called Ketu. So I don't know what you call them in English, but it's something to do with the Saturn, if I'm not mistaken as well. But you can check on for more information if you would like to know about it. So this is a planetary position that is changing in the universe for everyone. At the end of the month of August 2023, and this cycle, whatever is occurring or will occur, will be on for the next 18 years of your life, more or less. Okay. So maybe that is the thought that prompted me to do a reading. Other than my calling for this reading, I'm going to be only using this particular deck towards this reading. I don't want to be confused. I don't want you to be confused about the situation with the twin flame. But whoever is in this journey, I have said that a long time before, and I'm repeating myself as well. This journey is a massive journey, right? It's not a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. You cannot put a timeline on this journey of the twin flame, okay? So take it in the way it resonates with your understanding, guys. And of course, if you're not in this journey, this reading is not for you. But if this journey is for you and you're already in the middle of this journey, or you have been in this journey for whatever period in time, then definitely this reading is meant for you. Okay. So take it in the way, like I said, take it in the way it resonates with your understanding and with your intuition, with your intellect. That's very important, right? I'm going to be showing the cards to you, even if you cannot see it on this in the particular way that I'm doing this reading, but then definitely I'll talk about it as we go and move into the reading for you. Okay. Okay. Hang on, guys. A lot of cycles will be closing the past 18 years of your life. The cycles you have been through or your twin has been through will be closing and new cycles will begin, okay? But don't expect that to happen immediately. I mean, once we say something like that, people's expectations go up. And then within like 15, 20 days, a month later, they're like, oh, she said that, but it didn't happen. So don't expect miracles on that. A cycle opening, a cycle closing takes a long time. So it's a process. It's a gradual process of transition that you will notice, you will see, and you will understand. Okay? So you have to have, it's of course, it's patience, it's everything that comes into the transitional process that you have to hang on to. Okay, the rest of the deck I will be using towards some clarifications that we might have regarding the answers we want to. But right away, you have separation. Okay, this is a card that talks about some kind of a breakup. Could be emotional, could be physical, could be even mental for some of you. Okay, but that is a separation that is happening or will happen. Take it in the way it resonates with you. If you already haven't experienced shift in that situation, you will experience that shift. Okay, which is where you are kind of closing off your mental, emotional, maybe even physical distance, physical proximity towards some situation, towards somebody in your life with whom you have been attached with. Now, that particular situation means that there is going to be some amount of grief in you, maybe in the other person, some amount of grief, some amount of pain. There could be some amount of heartbreaks that will be associated with this kind of a separation. For some, it also could lead to separation from the person they have been connected with. So it can mean anything for anyone. But yes, it is separation. Now, this separation, it starts off, the whole tone of this reading is based upon this separation. Okay, this is the major, this is the first card out, which I always say, sets the tone of your reading for this particular twin flame, right? So something to do. Now, you could be thinking about it. You could be even worried about it. Maybe that itself is causing you some amount of anxiety, grief, distress. It can be anything for anyone. Okay. But yeah, that's what it is. Now, after which you have signs. So the sign says, if you look into this, this is a sign that can come to you from other people, from the universe, from anyone. But this is a sign to move forward. There is some kind of a direction, a guidance towards something better in your life. Let's put it like that, okay? Towards something better in your life. Now, what is the sign leading you to? The sign is leading you to metamorphosis, you see? Evolution. Metamorphosis talks about evolution when somebody has been trapped or enclosed in a very, in a cocoon, in a shell, right? Metamorphosis talks about you breaking away from that situation. And how do you break away? How do you break away? You can only break away only when your soul evolves. You understand things better. You know what to do. Your soul is speaking to you. That is metamorphosis, which is the transition, which is the process of change, right? Which is the process of change. Now, this evolution, the sign is leading you onto your soul growth, onto something better. But then you have the last card here says the karmic partner, right? So this is something to do with somebody in your life with whom you have been associated with. That person has been a part of your life for whatever period in time, because that person has come to your life or had come to your life because that person had a lesson to teach, had some kind of a mission in your life. That's why the universe has introduced or had introduced this karmic situation in your life. Male or female, we're not talking about that. But it's something to do karmic, right? When we say karmic, we are talking about your karma. So this association with somebody in your life could be because of a past karma that you have been holding on with somebody in your life for whatever period in time. Okay, so the evolution process is happening between you moving forward, but a block, because I say it's a block because for you this person or this situation is there to teach you some kind of a lesson in life. That's why we always say karma. Somebody comes into your life for a reason, right? Good or bad, we don't know. But somebody has entered your premises because you had a lesson to learn, or you have a lesson to learn. Okay? But this is where the separation is. So somebody is wanting to move away from that situation. But probably physically they are not being able to do that right away. But like I said, mentally, emotionally, they're separating. That's the main thing, right? That's the main thing. That can be a separation that, like I said, can cause you grief, anxiety, despair, anything. You could be even facing some kind of grief in yourself. But with that situation, you are progressively moving forward towards some kind of an evolution in your life, some kind of a metamorphosis in your life that is going to be good for you. A metamorphosis that is occurring because of a karmic situation, right? Because of a karmic partner, a karmic situation, call that anything. Call that anything, okay? Now the next part of the card says cycle. So there is some close something, some kind of a situation will happen or can happen in the physical way, or maybe not in the physical way. It can be anything. Cycles closing does not necessarily mean that you're divorcing your partner and moving away immediately, or you're moving, you're shifting, you're changing your house. If it happens, it happens. But it also can mean that, like I said, you're distancing yourself from a person that you have been associated with because of a karmic situation, right? So there is a close. Now the next is, the answer is no. We'll find out more what this answer is about. Why does universe or spirit say the answer is no to what? To fall. So something regarding a bad time, regarding a bad situation, regarding something that you have experienced in your life with regards to something very negative, dark energy. It can be anything that pushed you down or pulled you down or pushed you away from a good situation. That's a fall in your life, the way you have fallen, you see? So that's why the card says fall. So it can mean anything. We'll clarify. Then the next card out is refocus. So thoughts are changing, direction. And because your thoughts are changing, your life direction will change. You see, guys, let me put it like that. We are all intelligent people. Okay, our species, human race, is very intelligent. We all have, whether we are educated or we are not educated, we are rich or we are poor. But because our species is one of the most developed species in the universe, so we all have a basic level of intelligence in us. Okay, intelligence is not the problem. We all know when we are in trouble, we all use our brains to find a solution because we are intelligent. That's not the problem. The problem is your mind, your intellect. There is a difference between being intelligent and using your intellect, right? When I say use your intellect, what I'm trying to tell you here is use your mind, not your intelligence. You can be the most intelligent person in the universe. You could have a PhD, you could have gone to Harvard, you could have done wonderful in your career, you could have made a lot of money in your business. That's intelligence. Because you're intelligent, you could work with people, you could earn what you desired, you could make your life a better place to live in. That's being intelligent. But intellect is your mind, which way your mind is progressively moving forward to. That is where the control of your mind comes. Are you focused on bad things in your life? Or are you ready to move forward in your life with your intellect? Your mind is your main source of guidance. You see? So refocus. Spirit says, whatever it is, maybe you have had bad times, or you have faced the dark side or the negative side where you have been pushed away or you have pulled down or people have done something to you. It can mean anything for anyone, right? But it's your mind that controls the whole game. So if your mind tells you that you're going to sit in that dark negative energy and spend your days and time crying over that, you're not going anywhere. If you don't refocus yourself, if you don't find the right path to refocus yourself, then you will be stuck. So it's very important, very, very important to think in the right direction and refocus whenever negativity hits you, whenever bad thoughts hit you, whenever the past situation hits you. Move. Move. Why? Because deception, right? Because that could be deceiving you, or you could be deceiving yourself, worrying about the past, thinking, oh, this person or that situation did not work for me, so I'm scared. And here it is, fear. I'm scared. So if you continue doing that, you will be deceiving yourself. So universe wants you to move. You see, they're telling you refocus your mind from the fear and deception. And if you can do that, whenever that thought hits you, whenever you're scared, whenever you feel paranoid or angry or upset, thinking about the past, oh, why this happened to me, why that happened to me, what he said, what she said, what we said. If you continuously keep your mind entangled in the past of whatever happened, then you won't be able to refocus. And if you cannot refocus, you will be losing out something in your life moving forward. That's what the message out here is that I have just channeled for you. Okay. So now let's move into some more cards and see what it is that Spirit is trying to tell us more. If we can get a little bit more detail into this reading would be nice, okay? So let's first look into the separation part of the story. Please talk to me about the separation. What is the separation about? Let's see. So very important message for you guys. Yeah. Settle. Okay. All right. Settling. All right. Let's look into the next part of the card. And if I need more clarifications, I will work on that. Okay. So hang on with me, guys. Yeah. Okay. So the base card is telling you to move forward, right? That's what we just we just had the first layer of card telling us that Spirit is telling you there are signs you have to follow. There are things that is happening. Follow your calling. Follow that signs. Don't ignore that. Don't ignore it. Because you see the next card out is settling. So somebody has not taken action over a situation in their life. Very clear. They're sitting in their comfort zone, but they haven't taken any action. Right? They haven't taken any action. Please talk to me about settling here. They haven't really done anything. Yeah, see? What have they not taken action on? They have not taken action on a commitment, you see? They haven't done their part of the job. They know, right? They know. And maybe it's their fear of separation. Maybe they are scared that if they take action on this commitment, now whether this commitment is a new commitment or an old commitment they want to move away from, we'll see. But still, they haven't really worked on this situation. Please talk to me about this commitment here. Yeah, winter. Yeah, and they're very bitter. Somebody is very bitter because, yeah, okay, all right, here it is. Quite a lot messages out. Okay. So you see this card of separation, like I said, physical, mental, emotional distancing. Can be anything. Or for some, like I said, it also could mean that they really want to, in the physical world, they really want to separate. It could lead to a divorce. It could lead to some kind of separation from the person they have been associated with. But what has happened here is a settling, right? Somebody has been sitting in their comfort zone. They know that. Somebody is aware of this situation, but they haven't really taken a call or action towards this commitment, right? Towards this commitment, which is where someone today is feeling very bitter and cold about the situation. They're not enjoying this situation at all. That's what I want to say. And as a result of it, they want a fresh start to this whole story because they haven't really worked on this commitment issue. Okay, I'm just going to check one more thing here. Hold on. Please talk to me about the commitment. Yeah, numbing. Yeah. See, they have been avoiding thinking about this situation. They know because, it's like for somebody to move out of their comfort zone and break away from the norms. They know that they will have to do that if they move forward, right? So what has been happening here is that whenever this thought of commitment was hitting them, they have been numbing it. They were not thinking about it. They were like pushing it aside. They're like, okay, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to act on it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to face it. You see? So subconsciously, they have been numbing that situation because they are scared that if they move forward, they will have to take action on this situation. So, but in the event, what has happened is it's not been an enjoyable journey. This numbing is okay for a period in time. Even otherwise, your intellect, you can numb it. You can numb your mind and tell yourself, okay, that's a problem area. That's something I don't want to do, something I don't want to act upon. Therefore, I'm not going to think about it. Very clear escape route. You see, it's what I call is an escapist. A person who numbs situation is because they're not willing to face the final, the final plan, or they're not able to have that courage to stand up and say that, okay, let's do it. So they have been numbing it, they have been pushing it, they have been pushing it, but they have been bitter, or someone has been very bitter about this situation. It's not been a pleasurable journey. And now they want a fresh start to this whole situation. Okay. To this whole situation where they are feeling very, very bitter, cold, dry, say anything. Maybe emotionally, for some it could be mentally, financially. Yeah, dark night of the soul. Yeah, and this is, again, this is because someone is waking up to this reality, you see, that if they continue numbing themselves, they're not going to feel happy. They were not going to feel happy. The dark night of the soul is an evolution process. It's somebody waking up and saying to themselves, it's time to do something. I cannot sit like this anymore. I cannot sit like this anymore. I cannot continue to feel dry and bitter inside of me. I want a fresh start to the whole situation. So somebody is becoming brave, right? You may not see it, guys. You may not see it because it's very, it's happening in a very different way, right? It's happening while the person is sleeping or is having download, which is prompting that person or that energy to wake up. Universe is saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't sit like that. Don't continue to feel cold and bitter because you are not enjoying life with that kind of numbing sensation that you had taken as an escape route for yourself. That's not going to work with you anymore. That's what the message over here. So in order for that to change, you need a fresh start to the whole story. And this is where a fresh start is wanting to happen. Okay. And then you have the signs, and then you have the mask. So let's look at the mask in here. Please talk to me about the mask. What is the mask talking about? Somebody could have been hiding things. Yeah, okay. All right, so clearly, okay, let's look here. Yeah, okay. Hold on, guys. Something is on here. Okay, all right. Let's check this story here. So over here, if you see the separation, right, was leading you on to the signs. And then we had the settling, which was leading you to the mask. So somebody has not been talking about the situation. They know it's very much inside of them, but like I said, they were more comfortable in their comfort zone and they were hiding things, right? They have been hiding things that they know or they want to move. They have not been saying, or they had their calling, but they have not revealed that situation. It can be anything for anyone. That they want to move, but they haven't talked about it, right? So it's been under covers. And what is the mask about? A return. Okay. And this is a very subconscious way of saying, because all these cards are talking about, the black and white cards are talking about your subconscious. So somebody wants to return. Okay. Now the mask will go back. Return to what? To the family. Okay. Big dreams, where they probably had big dreams, which is what there is some kind of a download or communication which has awakened somebody up over this situation. Okay. So they have, whoever it is, guys, I don't know whether it's you or your twin. It can be anybody, or it can be both of you. there is some kind of a communication that has happened, because the return over here says that the family is involved. So it could be that somebody wanted, and they've been hiding things because they probably feel or felt that they want to return back to their family. They don't want to leave their family. It can mean anything for anyone, right? Where they probably have big dreams or had big dreams about that situation, which is where they've been hiding things, even though they know there were signs about the whole situation. But because they had settled so comfortably in their position or in their own little comfort zone, they did not want to move, and they had big dreams over situations in their life that could have involved their own family members, right? Which is where some kind of a communication has occurred or will occur that will suddenly shake you up. That will suddenly shake you up. Please talk to me about the communication here. Unawakened. You see? There has been something in your life or in your twin's life which is where they have been unawakened to the fact that they have to move. So this communication could happen between you and your twin with regards to the situation where you have been, you did not know about it, or it could be universe talking to you or to your twin. It can mean anything. When you have been unawakened or your twin has been unawakened, that they need to move, ascending, right? That they need to move. They need to move. They need to push forward. And this is something that will suddenly shake you up, because you probably have not realized, or your twin did not realize something that will suddenly come forth or bring about shake up in your life. Something that you did not realize you were doing wrong, or you have been planning and working on something in your life where you probably have been hiding a lot of things, not talking about it because you wanted your family. You wanted to be with your family, right? Where you probably have big dreams or had big dreams, where this communication is coming into effect to suddenly shake you back into reality, that it's time for you to move. So it could be somebody talking to you. It could also just mean that you're getting some downloads. It can mean anything. But this will be a sudden awakening that will happen in your spiritual path. Okay? Where, let's move, where evolution wants to happen. The signs are pointing towards evolution. Remember, I said that? The signs were pointing towards evolution, but because you have been hiding things for your own purpose or for your own plans or dreams about your family that you have, right? About your family or that you haven't let that evolve. You haven't let your soul grow. So what has happened? You got stuck. Look, you got stuck because you have been hiding things under cover, and you have been a little bit sneaky here with regards to your problems or situations in life, right? Because you had other plans or you had other dreams that you wanted to fulfill, whoever that could be. And this is where you got stuck because you did not let your soul grow. You did not understand that it is necessary to wake up and move, which will be a sudden realization in your life that is going to happen, where you will feel that impact that you did not let your soul evolve. And you got stuck because you have been hiding things and putting them under cover. You see? Under cover. So you got stuck because you did not wake up to the fact that you had to move, or you have to move now. And this will be a sudden shake up in your life is what I'm getting, because of this situation here where you're feeling stuck, rotted. You cannot do anything. Yeah, twin flame, see? You're stuck with this, or you're stuck in this journey because you have been hiding a lot of things, putting it under cover. Yeah, see? Wow. Okay, hold on, guys. Because you did not act on it at the right time, right? You did not act upon it at the right time. So a lot of things that you could have done otherwise did not happen, right? Did not happen. Okay, so here is a story with that. So like I said, hiding things. You had your calling, but you did not show it to the world. You kept a cover on it. And because you kept your cover on the situation, you did not let your soul evolve. You did not let your soul blossom, right? And as a result of it, what happened is you got stuck in that same situation, in that rotten situation, which is where there is a beautiful connection of the twin flame. That spirit is telling you there is still the beautiful connection of the twin flame in your life. You guys are together, in some shape or form, right? But because of that situation, because you could not move or you cannot move, you're holding a victim mentality towards yourself. You're feeling tied down. You're feeling as though you're unable to move. You have entangled yourself too much. You have made yourself a victim, a prisoner. Why? Because there is a third party involved. So there is an obstruction in your life that is not letting you move towards your twin. Because there are people around you who probably you know will not like the fact of you moving towards a person you consider as your soulmate or twin. The divine masculine. He knows about it. So whether you are the divine masculine or your twin is the divine masculine is worried about the situation of the third party where he is feeling victimized now. Because he wants to be with you. He wants to be a part of this journey. But because of this third party interference, he's not being able to move. You see? But there is a lot of shadow work in the process. So somebody is working on this situation in the subconscious state of mind. They're not giving up. Because they're feeling victimized or they're feeling helpless, is not stopping them from doing some research or shadow work, as I call it, in their mind. Okay? And again, like I said, this evolution of the soul is related with the karmic situation, right? Where someone is realizing the importance to grow now, to be free, to evolve, to appreciate life, to enjoy life, to be free, to do things they want to do. So this is directly related with the karmic situation, but this is where they had gone wrong and now they are stuck. You see? They're stuck. But the twin flame still exists. That energy is not left. The whole process, the journey is still on. Where somebody, like I said, is feeling helpless, maybe a little bit being victimized with regards to a third party situation with the divine masculine, knows about it, but is doing a lot of shadow work. So this is directly linked with the karmic situation here, where there is some kind of a message. Now let's look into this. Please talk to me about received. Yeah. Maybe the divine masculine has not said in so many words that he has somebody in their life, the twin, and has been hiding that from the karmic partner or even the third party situation. It can be anything for anyone. Okay, but I'm just saying what I'm looking at this point in time. So that is where the shadow work is coming in, because the divine masculine knows that this is a situation. This is a more physical situation with the third party. It's in the 3D. So for somebody to break that and move cross that border of feeling victimized, of feeling helpless, lack of mentality, whatever you want to say, they will have to work on it. They have to do their research on this situation. Now, here is it, like I said, it was all directly linked with the karmic situation or the karmic partner. So because of the karmic partner, all this story, even though it's there, has been getting stuck somewhere, right? Now, this is where the received, I told you, there is a message that either you will hear, somebody will tell you, or the universe will guide you. Something will happen. But it will be a message that will be telling you what to do or how to do things, new direction, right? So the message will be to change your direction. Take a new recourse or take a new course. Take a new path, because the path that you have been walking on is not giving you any result. So you will have to take a new direction in your life, which is summer, which is to open up and say something, how to say it, because then you have questions. Observe. Observe is question. You don't know. Somebody doesn't know how to say or change their direction. They have questions about this summer situation because of why? Because devil. Because there is some amount of situation in their life that they are being held into. So they don't know how to break that open. You see what I'm trying to say? They don't know. So please talk to me about the observer. Hold on with me, guys. So they will receive some message about changing some direction from the old situation. Yeah, the brush. So this is a new situation. Somebody is painting a new situation in their life or painting a new picture in their life, in their mind, to see how they can work on that situation. And this is because the divine timing. See? This is happening all because of the divine timing. So somebody is definitely working on a new plan. That's what I wanted to say. And over here, there is action. So the universe is going to take action even if you don't take action, because this is the divine plan, which you cannot stop from happening. The new plan is moving according to the divine timing, where universe will take action on this situation of you being bound and not being able to open up or probably take a new path. It can mean anything, but you will receive the answer because this plan will come into action for you, but in its own time. That plan is being manifested in the divine timing way. The divine time wants it to happen. Okay. Now the cycle. Please talk to me about the cycle. Oops, hold on. Healing. Okay. So the cycle is talking about you will go through a lot of grief, sorrow, or you have already gone through that process because you had some kind of an experience in life that was not good. But you will have to heal from that. You will be healing from that. Please talk to me about the answer is no. Yeah, okay. Fall. Got it. Okay. Okay, here it is. I love my spirit. Here it is, guys. Okay. So, this cycle, whatever this cycle that I told you, the divine plan, the divine timing has its own plan. I don't know if you can see all the cards in here, guys, but like I explained, it will all happen in its due time. So, you cannot push it forward or you cannot move it backward. It has its own plan that will manifest at the right time. Okay, where somebody or universe, I talk about this as being universe, will take action on you breaking free from all these problems with third party, with karmic, with everything that's going around for a very long time. Okay, so that cycle will close. So something, some mess, some calamity, some chaos you will have to go through before the cycle eventually shuts down. For which, after which, you will need a lot of time to heal, to meditate, to clear yourself. Very important. Now, over here, you see the next part was the answer is no. So, I wanted to ask what it is about this card. What is universe or spirit trying to say that you should not engage in anymore is your pride and ego. You have to heal because your old cycle, you have made a lot of mess with regards to your pride and ego. You see, that is something you have to clear yourself from. If you keep that pride and ego part of the story in your life, guys, male or female, you will have problems. Then the cycle will not fully shut down and you will not fully heal from that situation. So, what you do not require in your life anymore, twins, is your pride and ego. Please make a note of that. Okay? And that fall that you have had or you have experienced in your life has taught you that lesson. You know about it or you will know about it. Because if you do not let that pride and ego move away from you completely, lessons will continue. And you don't want that. You want that lesson to be closed. Whatever happened, happened. Let's close that lesson. Let's heal. Let's move. But for which you will have to negate yourself, your energy from pride and ego. If you do not, you will experience that fall again and you will continue learning lessons until the time comes when you will learn it. So better to learn it quicker, better to understand it faster so that you don't have to keep, universe don't have to keep repeating the lessons for you and you don't have to keep learning the same lessons. It's like failing in every grade before you're promoted to your next class. You see, you fail 3 times in grade 3 and then you go to grade 4. You don't want to do that. You want to cross the grades quickly so that you can move on in your life as quickly as you want to. If you don't, if you cannot negate this energy consciously and subconsciously and heal from all the mess that has happened in the last part of your life, lessons will continue. So you don't want that. So what you do, you refocus your thoughts. You take a complete different intellect into a new different direction. Think differently, act differently, do things differently. Maybe change your diet. Maybe change your friends. Maybe change your job, career, house, place of your residence. Do anything that will help you to move quicker in your life. Otherwise, you will be jammed in that place and you will go around in circles and circles and circles, again learning lessons. Because that pride and ego is very, very important, remember, for which you have to clear yourself. Very important. Unless you do that, lessons will continue. So here it is. The answer is right in front of you. Refocus, refocus, realign, refocus. From what? from deception and fear. That's what I told you right in the beginning of this story here, right? Let's look into this. Please talk to me about refocus here. Soulmate, see? Soulmate. Yeah, okay, I got my answer, guys. And hang on with me. Please talk to me about deception here. Deception here. And fear. Okay. All right. If I need anything more, I'll get it done, guys. So far we are clear what Spirit is trying to tell you. So here it is. Realign, refocus. You have your soulmate with you. But at this point, there is still some difficulties. Both of you are having that difficulty, which is the crossroad, right? You are still not completely free from all these problems with the third party karmic situation and everything that's going on in your life. So there is still some kind of a block to you moving out of that situation. But with the soulmate, you have your twin here. You have the twin flame. You have somebody you can rely, you can trust, even though there could be a distance between the two of you at this point, or there could be a lot of barriers in your way. It can mean anything for anybody. And the barriers or the distance is in the physical or the material world, right? That could be the barrier, like I said, it could be actually a geographical distance. It could be a distance between two people because of finance, career, jobs, can mean anything for anyone. But something to do with the physical world or the material world is creating that barrier in your life, you see, which is where solitude, which is where you have to take some time to think about it. And if you take that time, you will get all the download, you will get all the understanding as to what you should do in order to break open that path of barriers that you still have between the person you consider your soulmate and your physical or your material world problems. You see, it's all there. It's all there, but the problems are still there. So you have to refocus. You have to use your intellect, not your intelligence, right? You have to use your intellect to refocus, because the soulmate energy, so you can talk to each other, you can discuss things, you can clarify things, you can work through the problems. Problem of what? Problem of this barrier, the crossroad. Please talk to me about the crossroad here. Yeah, the free will. Yeah, there you go. So the crossroad is that you're not being able to decide if you are giving yourself the free will to move forward. Because if you do not give yourself, twins, if you do not give yourself the free will to move, universe will not intervene in that. You see, then you will always be stuck in that crossroad, even though you have such a beautiful soul connection in here. Right? So you have to refocus away from all the problems, from all the anxieties, from all that desperate situations in your life, you have to think with your intellect. You have to think with your mind. Very important. Because of what? Like I said, because you could be in doubt if you are ready to move, or if you're ready to accept what is there in your life and give yourself the free will to accept and move forward. So this crossroad is something only the free will can break open. And universe will not help you with your free will, because that's completely up to you. They will not intervene in your free will unless you give them permission, or you give yourself the permission that I'm ready to move forward. So the free will is in question with regards to the crossroad. Are you ready? Are you willing to take that risk? Are you ready to move forward? This is completely up to the twins to decide, you see. So because of that situation, you will have to realign and refocus your thoughts. Only then you will understand what you have to do. Because if you do not refocus and realign your thoughts, then you will get stuck in that muck again. That will again go around in that vicious cycle. You don't want that, because it's a big question. If you guys are ready to move forward, if you are willing to accept the problems of your life and give yourself the free will and say, yes, I am ready to move forward and take on to the next chapter in my life. And this is a situation, like I told you, and I'm repeating myself, the universe will not intervene unless you are ready to take on that situation, right? And this is the cause of creation of problems in the material world. In the material world, you see. Please talk to me about the free will here. Yeah, release. Yeah, you see, release. Release all the anxieties that you have with regards to the free will. Can you do it? Do you want to do it? Do you don't want to do it? You have to let the despair go and think with your intellect. If you can do that, you're giving yourself the free will, because otherwise you are in and out of that free will. The crossroad is also, sometimes you want to do it, sometimes you're backing off. Sometimes you're moving forward, sometimes you're backing off because you're not sure. You see? You have to release that anxiety. And because this is where the material world is coming into action, and this has got nothing to do with the spiritual part of the story. This is all completely happening because there are problems in the material world still for you. So you are not being able to completely release yourself from that material bondage. That could be money, that could be family, that could be emotions, that could be anything. Your extended family, your job, your career, anything that is pulling you back. That's pulling you back, right? That's not letting you move quickly. Because every time you want to, and then you're going back and you're like, oh shoot, I can't do it. It's because I've got this responsibility, or I have got this family, or I have got this job, or I cannot change my place of residence. Can be anything for anyone, right? Please talk to me about the material world. Blossom. Okay, good. So something is going to open up. Something is going to blossom in the material world. Let's see. Please talk to me, the blossom. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. I think I got this. Okay, got the story here, guys. Okay. All right, let's go back. So as I explained, this material world is the main cause of all these issues for you. Okay, we'll come to these two cards later. So every time you want to move forward, you're backing off because you have issues in the physical world, in the 3D, where something is changing or will change. Can be anything, where there will be a lot of, sorry, excuse me guys, hold on. My card just fell off, okay. Where there will be a lot of regrets about a situation in your life from which you have to raise your vibration. So let's see here. Please talk to me about the spring. Maybe you wanted things to blossom in the material world. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Ooh, wow, the story is getting even better and interesting. Okay, as I'm digging for more answers. Okay, so like we know about the free will part, okay? So in the material world, when the blossom card shows up, it's time for a season change, right? Blossom is related with spring, when new fresh start is happening or will happen. Okay, so some new fresh start will happen in the material world. Let's put it like that. Which I clarified with the card in silence, mute. So, what is blossoming? What is changing? Which nobody is talking about, or maybe you are not expressing, or your twin is not expressing, is the deep admiration, recognition, and respect for one another. This is completely in silence. Nobody is saying anything to each other. But deep down in their subconscious mind, they not only have recognized who they are, what they are here for, or who the other twin is. They know that. They know who you know who your twin is. Your twin knows who you are for him or her. But it's not been said. It's not being expressed. It's closed off. It's in silence. So it's in silence. So what is changing in the material world when a new spring of life is emerging is the recognition that you both have now for one another, even though you may not have expressed it. That's what I would like to say. So here it is, patience. Patience is talking about temperance. So what universe is saying, have patience. Have patience over this situation, because patience over what? Patience over this divine union, because you guys have known, now you all have accepted each other. Okay, let's put it like that. You all have accepted each other very much unsaid. You know you cannot do without one another anymore, in whatever shape and form. Even though there could be a distance, even though there could be problems, physical problems, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But when it comes to you accepting your twin, you know who that person is, and that person knows who you are. But you have to have patience for this to culminate. To culminate. That's what that spring, the change is going to happen. The new life is going to be reborn, where there will be a lot of regret over situations maybe from the past. Please talk to me about the regret here. Purge. And if that happens, don't sit in that regret. That's what Spirit is saying. Let it go. You might have regret that you have not said this to one another, even though you have recognized each other over a long period in time, and you have been probably holding yourself in patience for the divine union. That could be a part of it, right? Which is where a new spring of life is blossoming into action. That is bringing, or can bring, that regret of not having done what you were supposed to have done over the past, or you should have taken action a long time before. That's what I told you right in the beginning, where you did not, you wanted to, but you have numbed, you have got away very quickly from this commitment. But that bitterness, coldness, dryness existed, you were not feeling good, which is where you are now waking up to the fact that you want a fresh new start in your life, both of you, because you're not happy without one another. Let's put it that way. Okay, so this regret will happen. And if this regret happens that you haven't done things that you should have done before, allow it to purge. Don't sit in that. Cry over it, shed your tears, let your emotions out, and raise your vibration. Very, very important here. Raise your vibration. Don't sit in that energy of regret, despair, and cry over why I didn't say that before, why I didn't do that before, why I have neglected, numbed, this, that, all the 400 reasons you will find for yourself, to blame yourself, to have regret over the past. If that happens, cry, let it out, gone, and raise your vibrations. Plus, be in solitude for some time to think about the whole situation, because when you take time to reassess, to reevaluate where you guys have gone wrong, either one of you or both of you, doesn't matter, you will get that understanding. That understanding will float back into your life. You will be at peace with that understanding that it happened. It happened. It's nobody's fault. It's no one to be blamed for. But it just happened, right? So let's be peaceful about this. Let's mitigate. Let's compromise. Let's be adults. Let's not fight over that situation. If you have to cry, shed tears, do it. Allow that regret to come out. Allow that regret to be purged. Say what you have to say. Maybe you will have to say a few words that the other person might not like. Similarly, the other person might have to say something that you may not like, that will bring tears into your eyes. But the best way out of this situation is to let it purge, let it go, which automatically will relieve you, will allow you to raise your vibration much higher than where you have been sitting in before. If you allow the tears to roll and then take a Kleenex and wipe off the tears. Done, over with, finito. This is where you take your time, think about it, and a lot of peace and understanding will float back into your life, guys. Okay. Now here it is, deception, as we talked about before, right? What was the deception that we talked about? Realign, refocus from that deception. Don't sit in that, purge it out, because that regret could be over deception as well, over things that has happened in the past. Why you did it, what is the story? The other person could be, your twin could be the same. Why you did it, right? Why and why? Then again, it was like you said, I said, she said, who said, they said, all that said. We don't want that. We want a clean, clear start to the whole story. So this deception is something you need to surrender. Accept it has happened for a reason, and mirroring. And this is something both of you guys need to do, not just one. So both of you have that problem at this point. That's what Spirit is saying. So if you want a clean, fresh start to the whole story, allow this to go. Surrender. Surrender what did not work for you. Yes, it happened. Please talk to me about surrender. It happened. Yeah, divine feminine. Divine feminine, you are being guided towards the compromise here. Okay, good job. So, like I said, you're mirroring, both of you guys are thinking about the same thing, okay? That a lot of things have gone wrong, a lot of things have happened. A lot of bad stuff has happened. A lot of ego problems have come into the whole game plan. A lot of things, let's put it that way. Not good things. A lot of negative, bad, toxic situations have got involved in the whole journey. Okay, so here it is. So you know there has been deception. You know that, divine feminine. But again, you have to mirror, you have to understand why it happened. Why it happened, and accept the situation, because until you can close the chapter, divine feminine, divine masculine will find it difficult to move forward. You see, that's what they're trying to tell you. So you need to be guided towards this compromise. You will have to tell yourself, it's okay, it's happened, it's done with, over with, purge it out, let it go, talk about it, talk about your regrets, express your feelings, do not keep that inside, let that out. Because the more you stifle it within you, the more you keep it within you, that will remain, the garbage will remain within you. So it's best to let it out, best to cry over it and finish it off. But at the same time, you have to understand, both of you will have to understand that it's time to surrender. Surrender what did not work for you, where somebody has deceived you or you have deceived your twin. Can mean anything for anyone. So here is the work that divine feminine will have to do more so. Because what is the divine masculine doing? You remember, the divine masculine is thinking about a third party situation, doing his work to see how he can erase that problem. And your thing is, you will have to be guided, or you are going to be guided towards a compromise with regards to that deception that happened between you and your divine masculine. And this, if you can do successfully, will clear the road for you guys to move forward. Okay. The next one was the deception and the fear, if you remember. So realign, refocus from all this negative part of the story. The answer is yes, grief. There is a lot of grief because of this situation, maybe in both of you or in one of you, doesn't matter. But it's a very combined, joint journey. So I take it as both of you. Because of all that fear situation, a lot of things have gone completely in the wrong direction at one point in time, and you don't want that to be repeated. So there is going to be a lot of grief, but guess what? Justice. Justice comes in to balance that scale of wrongdoings. And why it happened? Because of inner child. The fear was directly linked with the inner child issue, you see. And the inner child issue could have happened with you, divine feminine, that you may have to compromise with, or it could have happened with the divine masculine that you understand and you have to compromise with that situation, that yes, he had some inner child trauma or problems of the past. That could have been parent issue, that could have been upbringing issue, that could have been relatives, friends issue, could have been, but something which was deep down with the inner child, it's deep down within you, right? So justice is coming back into effect to balance that scale of injustice that happened with this inner child issue, which is where that was a lot of nostalgia, maybe bad nostalgia, which is where somebody is reinventing themselves from all that horror stories. You see, there has been a lot of grief over the situation of fear. And the fear was not because somebody is fearful. The fear was directly linked with this story here and this story here. Inner child and nostalgia. So something to do with your past. Something that has happened in your childhood that left you traumatic, in a state of trauma or traumatic, or you had a traumatic experience, over your childhood, over issues of the past, where your parents could have harmed you, or you did not have a proper upbringing, or your family did not support you, or something. You're coming from a broken home where your parents have separated or they have passed away. It could have been anything for anyone. But these are the two most important part of the whole story where justice is saying, enough, done. This was injustice. You need to balance your scale. Justice comes in only when there has been an injustice in your life because of a reason. And the reason is very, very clear here. All the answers are out on the table. And this is where somebody is reinventing their own self. They are understanding that this is not who they are. They have been or they are becoming a different personality. You see, this is what is happening. Because of these two problems, the whole situation had gone through so much of trouble. Right? So much of trouble. Please talk to me about this reinvention here. Hold on, guys. Devotion. Wow. Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. You know why this reinvention is happening? Why? Because somebody has now completely or will completely realign, refocus towards this devotion that is happening in the fifth dimension. They know how much of loyalty, how much of devotion lies in both of you. How much you all love each other. And both of you all are devoted to each other, not just one of you, not just the female is devoted to the male. No. It's a twin flame journey. So they're both devoted to one another. And this is because this particular journey has been formulated in the fifth dimension, in the 5D. This is not a 3D manifestation. I have said this a very, very long time ago in my reading. This journey is not made by the 3D. It's not Mary meets John and gets married, has children. Remember, I said this a long time. No, this journey is not about Mary and John meeting in the 3D, getting married, having children, growing old and dying. No, this journey is completely a different journey. This is Mary has met John in the 5D. This is a past life journey. This is not a present journey, not a current journey. It's a journey that's coming down from the fifth dimension. It's a past life journey where there is a lot of love, devotion, loyalty for one another. You see? I mean, how better can I explain this? Where destruction and conclusion, where there has been lot of chaos that has happened here. Because this is, like I said, this is not a physical journey. This is a 5D journey. So a lot of chaotic situations, a lot of garbage now needs to be cleared up or will clear up. Whatever that has happened in this journey so far will clear up, where someone or maybe both of you will realize that you have been lacking in something called self-worth, where you did not stand up and do things for your own self, or because you value self-worth is also something that says that you deserve the best. When you can tell yourself that you deserve the best, you can stand up and fight for it. That's self-worth. where you can convince yourself that you are not going to settle for anything less than the best. Right? That is where your self-worth is. That you are made to get the best out of this situation. So there had been a lot of garbage, lot of problems with regards to this self-worth. That will be taken care of, you see, because somebody could not move towards their self-worth. See, yeah, barrier. Yeah, they were barred, right? They could not move because universe probably did not allow them to move at that point. So universe created a lot of garbage, a lot of tornado, lot of chaos in this twin flame journey for both of you, where the self-worth was all messed up, where you could not tell yourself that I deserve the best, and it got all entangled with one another, right? Abandon. You have to leave that behind. You have to leave that behind, guys. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, you have to leave that behind to move towards your soul tribe. That's important. Your soul tribe is present in your life at this point with your twin flame. So you have to abandon what did not happen, where there is a lot of devotion and loyalty between the two of you, but you have been barred from telling yourself that you deserve the best. Unfortunately, it's happened because universe wanted to put you through a lot of trial and test or tribulations in life. So here it is, contemplation. Think how you can work towards your own free will, your own freedom, how you can release yourself from all that did not play a good role in your life. Important. Pause and reflect over the situation. Very important. And once you do that, offer and forgiveness. Once you do that, you can forgive yourself for whatever you could not do before. Where you could not offer that cup of love, or you could not receive that cup of love from someone who is not only your soulmate, but is also your part of the journey, your twin flame. So pause and reflect. Pause and reflect on how you can move forward, how you can free yourself from what has blocked you, your self-worth, when you haven't told yourself that you deserve the best. And because of that, universe wanted you to learn that lesson. That you are a good human being, you are a good soul, you need to evolve. You need to tell yourself that you deserve the best, but you have been caught in your pride and ego. So you did not work towards your self-worth. But what you projected was your false pride and ego. You see? So this is where you know your tribe is there, but you have to free yourself from all these chaotic conditions in your life. So pause, reflect, think, and only then you can forgive yourself for whatever has happened between the two of you in the past. I'll end my reading here, guys. Please leave me with your comments. Until then, goodbye. God bless. Khuda Hafiz.